Hi, welcome to the show. Adam Waldo's here today. We're going to talk about protecting you and your family and your stuff. All right, let's do it on the radio.
This is Behind the Law with Justin Clark on ESPN 580 Orlando.
And welcome to the program. It's another edition of Behind the Law right here on ESPN 580 Orlando. My name is attorney Justin Clark. Thank you for spending your evenings here with us on our favorite sports radio station. If you have any questions, 321-282-1055. We follow live, local, and loud. Great show tonight. Nicky football. 2 ways to watch the program on TV this weekend and every weekend. Saturday morning, 12:30 p.m., so technically not morning, but just afternoon. It is You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark, over on CBS. And then Sunday morning at 10 a.m., it is this show, Behind the Law, but it's Behind the Law on television on TV 27. Also follow at Behind the Law Radio on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, and you can watch the program every single afternoon. Joined today by the beautiful Brianna. Hello, Brianna. How are you?
Hello, Justin.
So the intern quit. So you're back on the show full time, or how are we going to do this?
You know, we'll see.
So we had another Brianna, and one day I just found out from the beautiful Brianna that she quit. I mean, look, I liked her. She was nice, but it was confusing having two Briannas.
Was it? I think only to you.
So I don't know. I'm not sure it was a bad thing. And you guys spelled your names the same.
No, we didn't. We pronounced it the same. You spelled it
whatever. You spelled them differently. See, I'm confused already
right
now.
Go.
As we sit here right now, I'm confused.
As we sit here.
A very special show for you tonight. We're going to do a little bit of news. We'll also play Stump the Clarkie in the second half hour and an awesome interview throughout the show with a very special guest. He is the founder of VIP Elite Protection, Adam Waldo. Have you ever wondered what those big guys that you see on TMZ, protecting the stars, or the guys who are driving you down the street, making sure you're safe? I mean, what do they really do? Are they allowed to pack heat? What can they really do to protect us? We're going to answer all of those questions and plenty more. But first, we got to do a little bit of news. Brianna, anything in the news today?
I'm going to be honest.
That was a terrible transition, by the way.
That was.
So I got new bumper music here.
You have a new toy.
And yeah.
You have all these new things.
You've given me new toys, and that wasn't one of my better efforts.
Well, that's okay. We have new music, though, so people are going to start noticing.
It's only live radio.
That we have new music, and I'm excited for it.
All right.
I'm actually excited. We have a lot of gangster rap in there.
Let me start with the news today, because are you kidding me with this rich jerk up in New York, Jeffrey Epstein? I mean, he's really gotten away with this for so long. I mean, this guy is out of control, and it sounds like he's going to bring a lot of dudes down with him. Do you know who I'm talking about? You haven't heard about Jeffrey Epstein, the guy, the billionaire, although allegedly he might not even be a billionaire in New York, who he also has a mansion down in Palm Beach, and allegedly, according to the feds, has been essentially amounts to raping young girls over the last 15 years.
The heck?
And there was a case against him brought in 2008 that somehow got just sort of swept under the rug. And the fact this guy has gotten away with this for so long is unbelievable. I mean, it's really kind of a mockery of the justice system. So it sounds like he's finally getting what's coming to him. But go ahead.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even... What the heck?
It's only on the front page of every newspaper in the United States of America. That's okay. Don't worry.
I guess you can... That kind of is a clear indication of what I've been doing the last 4 days. So...
Yeah, so what have you been doing the last 4 days, I guess?
Not picking up newspapers.
Okay.
Been giving you new bumper music, Justin. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, it didn't take that long.
I'm so busy. So busy with that. What did you do on the 4th?
I went to my house, had a little barbecue at my house.
You said you went to your house?
First of all, I worked.
Don't you live there?
I was in the office for, the better part of the morning, and then I got home at 1 o'clock.
Oh, jeez.
Had to go buy stuff. But let me tell you something. The grocery store is not the place you want to be at 1 o'clock on July 4th. It's just not.
It's not.
It was a real disaster, I would say.
Yeah. I went for a store run on 4th of July, and I think It was rough. It was actually really rough.
You were about to say beer run?
I was going to say beer run.
That's what I thought. You caught yourself. That's like saying you met your boyfriend at the restaurant.
At the restaurant. There was a bar in the restaurant, but we didn't meet at the bar.
Yeah. Anything else?
Well, this is about all the news I have. Is actually for all the Garth Brooks fans out there. They're gonna have a chance to possibly meet Garth Brooks at a local dive bar.
Okay.
He's going to be doing a dive bar tour of dive bars based on his single Dive Bar. And it's kicking off on the 15th at a dive bar in Chicago. So he's going to be...
But are they naming the dive bar, or it's like if you just happen to be at the dive bar?
No. They're going to actually give out the list of, well-known local hotspot dive bars. And he wants to just kind of get away from the Superdome experience and do more intimate settings. So I was kind of excited
Garth
about that.
Brooks coming to a dive bar near you. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Justin Clark here with you, the beautiful Brianna, and we're joined today by a very, very special guest. He's the owner, founder of VIP Elite Protection, Adam Waldo. Adam, how are you, sir?
Hey, very good. Thank you for having me.
So it brings me to a point. Let's say that you are Garth Brooks, right? And you're
Right.
going to a dive bar to perform. You know, you're a world-famous singer now. I mean, what can you do to protect yourself? Because that is a little scary when you're that famous and you're going into a place and being that close and personal with people.
That's true.
Yes, definitely that is a exact situation where he would need some high-end security.
Yeah.
And very, very good security because it's unknown. It's not like a big arena, but it's pretty tight in there, but you could definitely secure it with the right guys. I'm sure he has a crew that works with him.
These guys that we see on TMZ, the pop singer, or whoever that we see out there, these famous people, and we see the bodyguards or security with them. Do you think these people have people 24 hours a day, and how many people at one point in time do they have protecting them?
Well, when they're out in the public and when they're going to be in a situation where a lot of people can get close to them, they have something what we call as a close protection team. So you have several guys, could be 10, could be 20, all depending on the venue or location you're at. Yeah. And definitely one or two, maybe three close guys that you've known for a while is usually how it works, either law enforcement, military type guys, such as what works in my company, and those are your go-to guys.
Adam Waldo, owner of VIP Elite Protection, joins us today. Do you think there's anyone out there who just has too much money and they really don't need protection? And you're like, dude, are you really just doing this because you love yourself too much?
Well, I believe that there's a real threat to a lot of people. There is. It's sad to say, but that's our life we live in. And when you have a lot of assets, there are people that want to get at it. And that's where I step in, and I am the backbone of keeping them feeling secure so they can go about their daily business. We
have Rick Singh on the program quite a bit, the Orange County property appraiser, and the question for him is always, well, what did you do before? I mean, how are you qualified to be property appraiser? And well, he was a property appraiser, in the private sector before he came Orange County property appraiser. With you, I mean, what really qualifies you to be this real elite protector that you really are?
Well, what sets myself and the people that work with me apart from other companies is that we have vast experience in military and law enforcement training and experience. I pride myself in having the company that only has those kind of key guys who are trustworthy, the high-end professionals, and are trained to the highest standard. That's what I pride my company on, and I believe in appearance as being big. We all have a very professional and authoritative presence when we're there, and that's what I want people to know us as. Not a security guard type company at all, but
sure.
Executive protection, being taken care of and protected to the high standard.
Now, your background is not just doing security work by any stretch of the imagination. You have a lot of experience as not just a law enforcement agent, but even on the federal side as well, right?
Yes, I worked with Homeland Security. I was post 9/11 in New York City and doing counterterrorism and a lot of explosive detection and techniques and a lot of techniques where we had to implement a lot of interrogation of people who were a threat while they were flying, and especially right after 9/11, it was very, very touchy for everybody, and we had to protect the nation and do it as best we could. And that's my background as being a federal agent.
One thing I've wondered a lot is when you see someone, again, I go back to TMZ. Obviously, I watch too much TMZ or something, but when you watch TMZ, you see the big guys in the dark suits walking next to the famous people. And I've always wondered, are these security people allowed to really carry weapons to protect that famous person? Let's answer that question with Adam Waldo right on the other side of this very quick break. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Discombobulated.
Ready?
Let me see. You have new music for me, huh?
There's one of the songs.
Okay. You need shoes? It's fine. I'm just wondering. Wondering.
Tyler and I went through the list,
Yeah.
and we put a good mix together of rap and alternative, and all of the, But we can also do like theme shows because Jimmy Buffett has
Yeah.
like 30 songs. So
All
we
right.
do like all Jimmy Buffett songs.
Okay. You ready?
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
That's what I'm talking about.
Welcome back to the show. Justin Clark here with you. That is the beautiful Brianna. We got new bumper music here in the station finally.
Yes.
You see, what you guys don't maybe necessarily know, and I'm not supposed to tell you this probably, is we don't do this show in the studio. As you probably know, I'm a practicing attorney, and we do this show every single day. And we love joining you at 8 o'clock p.m. on our favorite sports radio station. But because I don't have time to necessarily drive from the law firm over to Cox Media Group to do the show, we built a studio in my law firm. So we have to do our own production here. And I've been asking for new music for the longest time. And we finally got some new bumper music, so I'm very happy about that.
Yay.
Is this, thanks to you, or is this Cox Media Group? Who do I think for
it's
this?
It's a collaborative effort. Yeah, they gave me the songs, many of which were just the full versions of the songs. And they say, don't play more than 60 seconds of any song,
Yeah.
or we're going to owe people money. I was like, oh my God.
I see. Okay. We're joined today by a very, very special guest, Adam Waldo, VIP Elite Protection. Adam, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
So when we see the famous people walking down the street or in the newspaper or whatever, and they've got the two big guys next to them, the people who are protecting them, are they allowed to be packing heat? Are they allowed to be armed or not?
From my experience, those guys are, because they are probably law enforcement officers.
Oh, okay.
And that is how most people who are doing legitimate bodyguard work, having bodyguards with them, they want guys that can, or they have licenses throughout the nation and in their state. So there's several ways you can do it, but being licensed, you can carry if you go through the procedures. So I would imagine any high-end executive protection company like ours, we're all licensed.
Sure.
We're all insured, and we definitely treat that very serious, because they can get in some serious trouble if they're not. So.
And certainly don't name any names, but what sort of clients do you interact with daily? I mean, who is a normal client for you? What type of person?
Executives at companies that have a lot of valuable assets with them, such as diamond dealers, coin dealers, people who are having meetings where people could possibly want to protest and have threatened violent action, which is very, very common. Workplace violence has become really real and common, and that's a big part of what I do is with my guys is go into situations where a terminated employee, which we also do termination assistance, where we can be present while you terminate an employee because they made threats or there's a possibility of stuff. So that is actually something common, happens in jobs every day. So that's a lot of stuff. And then professional athletes, without mentioning any names, definitely same thing. They have threats. And anyone famous, they get threats for no reason, and there's fear there. So I help alleviate that.
20-year career in federal law enforcement and state, local law enforcement. Where were you sitting, or what came over you one day when you said, you know what, I'm going to go out on my own, I'm going to create VIP elite protection? How did that transition happen?
I've seen protection work done professionally, and I've seen it done very unprofessionally. Just like in any business, there's always, you feel like, hey, I could do this the right way, and I'm a good protector. That's my nature. I'm a family guy, protector of my family, my children. That's right up my alley. It's who I am personally. So I surround myself with a team of guys who have the same attributes, same attitude, that we're here to help you. Helping others is definitely the key to what I do. Is keep people feeling safe and getting from point A to point B in a secure way. And that's I woke up one day just thinking, this is definitely something that I need to be a part of, and that I'd like to start my own, because I know I can do it the right way.
So here at the firm, I deal with a lot of people who are maybe going into retirement age and they're on Social Security. But what I've noticed is a lot of people who are moving to Florida on Social Security have supplemented that income with a part-time job as a security guard at an HOA or something like that. And God bless them, I'm very happy to. But sometimes I think that when we think security guard, we're thinking the retired guy from Jersey who's working the gate at the HOA. That's not you, right?
No, not at all. Which nothing wrong with it. I know a lot of security guys.
Exactly.
Same thing. Yeah.
And I don't mean it negatively at all.
Right.
But
and I know a lot of retired police officers from all over the nation and world that definitely they want to do that. They still want to make a part. Mine is staying at the top of the list of the protection agencies, because everyone who works with our teams are either former military, former law enforcement, former federal agents, and the training you can't beat. You can't get that kind of training anywhere else. And I know that if I keep it to that standard, you're going to get the best protection that you can get.
Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando, Justin Clark here with you. I've got the beautiful Brianna directly to my right, and across from her on the red microphone, it's Adam Waldo with VIP Elite Protection. So, do we see private jets? We see yachts? What are some of the crazy things you've seen out there in this world?
Yes, people who have a lot to lose definitely have fear of losing it, and for legit reasons, because there's people that threaten to take what's yours, and that's at any level. But private jets is definitely something that we do. We fly with people worldwide, keeping you secure. There's risks of kidnapping in other countries, so other places in the world, we have been asked to help keep them from being kidnapped while they perform meetings or have a family outing. And also on that same thing, we do training classes with my company. We train you how to be safe, what to be aware of your surroundings. And in today's day, there's so many active shooter situations going on in our nation. I go into companies and I train companies with whatever group you want to put together, give you how you handle an active shooter were to happen in your company. So that's definitely something that I take serious, and I'm glad that I offer that, because a lot of people need it and need to know that you can fight, you can be a warrior, you don't have to freeze, you need to take action now. And so that's pretty much where I come from.
And you don't have to give me an exact quote by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just wondering what's kind of the cost of having a security around you, whether it's for a 24-hour period or as hourly. How do you really quote someone to where we know how much it costs?
I assess every situation different. Usually, always according to the risk level. Higher the risk is definitely gonna be more as far as financially. Definitely, because that's you're paying for your safety, but I'm also in the business of making you happy, feeling like you're getting what you paid for. That you definitely got the best in the business that you paid for. So that I pride myself in that.
Any crazy stories that you can think of from being out in the field where you're like, oh my gosh, that was nuts. I can't believe I just did that.
Usually when you're least expecting something to happen is when it does. There's definitely many stories. You'll be sitting somewhere and out of the blue, you think it's a quiet atmosphere, and people will just come out of nowhere. Usually it just takes one. You usually say there's always one in every crowd.
Right.
And that one seems to pop up, and that's the one we look for. That's the one we keep our eyes out for. Just anyone looking like they are, up to something other than the norm. And there's a lot of different situations that come up. You just have to be ready. We've definitely had to physically, protect people and drag them out of an area to protect them from somebody who's getting ready to act questionable.
Wow. So you've seen some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah, over my lifetime for sure.
Adam Waldo, VIP Elite Protection. Let's say that I need to hire you. How do I reach out? What's the website, social media, whatever? How do I find you?
Website is VIPEliteProtection.com. You can reach me personally at my email, adam@VIPEliteProtection.com. And our phone number is 1-800-796-8633. And you can call any time of day. And we're basically a 24-hour service. We have a lot of last-minute calls because emergencies happen last minute. I mean, we do hurricane disaster relief, federal work. When people are leaving an area, coming up from South Florida, they're all evacuating. Guys like me, we're going down to protect places from being, looted and robbed. So we do a lot of that. So any kind of disaster relief, that's a big thing of what we do, as well as also we do private investigation. We're all licensed private investigators as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's another aspect of our business. And so we're trying to help in every way possible.
Plenty more with Adam Waldo of VIP Elite Protection and Stump the Clarkie all coming up just ahead. It's Behind the Law. All right. What am I missing? Big picture. What do we want to get out there?
Let's see.
It's all about
how's
you.
it sounding so far?
Perfect. I think you're doing great.
All right.
But I want to make sure we hit everything you want.
Yeah, I was
to
throwing in a few things here and there,
Please do.
just so just putting it out there because we do a lot of protecting work.
Yeah.
But definitely private investigation.
PI work. Yeah.
We're licensed in that, and that's something it's a big time. People like to find answers to. Everything.
Exactly.
They don't want to be kept in the dark. So yeah, we could hit on that,
right.
and like the training classes. That's huge for me with companies.
And that's for like the hostile.
Anything like Florida Hospital could hire us, or any bank, and say, hey, I got a group of 10 or 15 guys in here. We got them together. Can you come in and teach us what to do in an active shooter situation?
Right.
So that's big, and that's definitely something that. It's every day. It's just a matter of getting that business.
Of course.
That's a good business for me right there.
Perfect.
Is teaching the training classes on safety.
We'll definitely hit that.
So I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, in disasters, anytime there's a hurricane.
Yeah.
That's when
I never even put that together.
I've gotten a lot of work that way.
Right.
Like just between, I don't say it on there.
Yeah.
But like Home Depot, Walmart. Yeah. They don't want their places robbed.
This is Behind the Law with Justin Clark on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the show. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. My name is attorney Justin Clark. Thanks for spending your evenings here with us, 8 o'clock p.m. Brianna's to my right. Hello, Brianna. How are you? Go ahead.
Hello, Justin.
So, look, we got all new equipment today, and I'm discombobulated.
I see
so I didn't
that.
turn your microphone on.
You don't turn your
whatever.
mic on. You don't turn my mic on.
Anyway.
Bumpers are going crazy.
2 TV shows this weekend and every weekend. Please check us out. 12:30 p.m., just after noon. It is You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. That is over on CBS. And then Sunday mornings at 10 a.m., it is this show, Behind the Law, but it's Behind the Law on television with me and Brianna. TV 27, so check those out. You can also interact with us by following at Behind the Law Radio on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and even
Twitch.
What? It's not that funny. I'm making sure you were paying attention.
It is when I was tuning you out, it is.
Yeah. I was like, hello, Brianna. You know?
Twitch.
So who goes on Twitch now again? I forgot. I'm not making fun of it. I promise you I'm not. I
Twitch
just want to make sure I
is-
understand it.
It is, think of it as YouTube for the gaming community.
Okay.
Except now it's grown beyond that. So there's a lot of people that are watching, not just video game tutorials, but software tutorials and just a lot of, we have a pretty good audience on Twitch.
Gotcha. Very special guest joining us tonight, Adam Waldo. He is the founder of VIP Elite Protection. Adam, thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you, Justin and Brianna.
So we're going to have a little game we're going to play now, all right? So don't stress about it. Brianna's going to ask us 4 questions. We're going to write down the 4 answers. We'll go back and we'll score the game. But don't worry, she likes to see me lose. So it's very likely.
Sounds good.
It's very likely she's going to come up with a category that you know more about than I do. Are you ready to play?
Yes.
All right, and now it's time for Stop the Clarky. Come on, Clarky. We need you to get over here. We got some great trivia questions we want you to answer. Come on, Clarky. Get over here.
Thank you, Fulton Allen. I guess I'm going to see you tomorrow night, Fulton, by the way. He is the show announcer.
What?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Brianna, what is said category today?
The category today is all about security.
Security. What do you know?
What do you know?
Adam Waldo playing against Justin Clark here. Let's get right to it. Brianna?
Perfect. Question number 1. What is the average salary of a celebrity bodyguard? The average salary of a celebrity bodyguard.
It is, that is one of the scary parts about being famous. I mean, really crazy people do come out of the woodwork, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was listening to an interview today with Cardi B on Howard Stern or something like that, and she was like, it's just crazy. Every day it's something else. I don't even know these people.
I bet. I'll bet. Question number 2. According to the federal government, how many missing persons cases were filed in the U.S. last year? According to the federal government, how many missing person cases were filed in the U.S. last year? It's a pretty big number. A lot of people went missing.
Maybe I should change my answer.
I don't know. I was kind of surprised by it.
Okay, I'm going to go up a little bit.
I'm like, whoa, it's like a whole small town right there. It's gone.
A whole small town?
Well, stop fishing.
Question number 3.
In 2017, the average ransom payment per hostage to terrorist groups was how much?
Ooh. Say that one more time.
Basically, how much was the average ransom payment to terrorist groups? Also a pretty big number.
Yeah, I thought we didn't negotiate with terrorists.
It said per hostage, too. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm almost waiting for someone to kidnap me with these numbers.
No.
Whoa.
You don't want that. All right, one final question for to Stump the Clarky on a Monday night. Justin Clark here. Adam Waldo with VIP Elite Protection plays against me. Question number 4.
Question number 4. What is the average length of a restraining order in the U.S.? Also known as a civil injunction. What is the average length of restraining order in the U.S.?
Probably not long enough half the time.
I'm not even going to lie. I was looking like, that's a little short. This won't do.
Are these hints? Are you looking at my answers?
No, I'm not looking
Because
at your answers.
Typically, you like to see me lose, and I think this is reverse psychology.
I have a Justin Clark water bottle covering your answer, so I can't even see what you're writing down over there.
Ooh, I forgot to tell you, I took Justin Clark water bottles to my house on July 4th and had people over.
How was that?
But I only did it because Pilar called me on my way home from here and said, "Can you bring water?" You know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. But
you weren't going to stop,
no,
but,
I didn't feel like it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, you ready to score this game?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, it's Justin Clark here playing against our good friend Adam Waldo, the owner of VIP Elite Protection. If you need someone out there to help secure you, and if you're worried about security, safety, and we're going to talk about some private investigative work that they do, or training classes if you're a business owner for your business, please call VIP Elite Protection. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But first, let's score this game. It is Behind the Law on ESPN 580 Orlando. Brianna.
Question 1. What is the average salary of celebrity bodyguard?
Adam Waldo, we'll go with you first. What did you say?
I said 250 to 300,000.
250 to 300,000. I went way lower. I went with 82,000. Why are you laughing at me?
Celebrity bodyguard, not a mailman.
I don't know how it works.
Same. That's okay.
All right, what is it?
It's 170,000.
170. All right, Adam takes that one. He goes up 1-0. That was for me.
Yes.
That's for you, Adam.
Yay, Adam.
All right. My answer stunk.
But you still won some. Wait.
No, I didn't win.
Oh, that's right. He said 200,000. That's perfect. Yes.
Anyway, go ahead.
Question 2. According to the federal government, how many missing persons cases were filed in the U.S. last year?
All right. I went again. I went with 82,000 again.
What?
I don't know. Look, I was just feeling lazy. I just went with the same answer twice.
Okay.
I went with 82,000. Adam Waldo, what do you think?
I put 3 million.
3 million. I sure hope not. I hope you're
Same.
wrong on this.
Whoa. 800,000.
Oh, but
Which is still a lot.
yeah, that's still a lot.
I was
But
guessing high.
You did one, Justin.
All right, thank goodness we're back on the board.
Thank
1-1, 2 questions to go. Well, I just say thank goodness because I would hope there aren't that many missing people out
I
there.
know,
That's
3 million's
scary.
a lot.
As the father of 2 young girls, it scares me. All right, question number 3.
The average ransom payment per hostage to terrorist groups was how much?
Adam Waldo, let's go with you here.
5 million.
5 million. Pretty good guess. I went just a little bit lower with $3.5 million. What's the right answer?
$4.5 million.
$4.5 million. That's Adam then, right? You had
Yeah.
$5 million?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Congratulations. 2-1. Going into the final question. Stump the Clarkie. It's Justin Clark. It's Adam Waldo with VIP Elite Protections. The category today was what?
Security.
All things security. All right. Last question. Brianna.
What is the average length of a restraining order?
All right. So, hey, this was a tough one for me because, we do have a law firm here, so I see a fair amount of this. Mm-hmm. Because some of them are extended for life.
That's
so you
right.
had to average those in. Mm-hmm. And then some of them are, I think, only like maybe 6 months. So I just kind of averaged it out. I went with 9 months.
9 months. Okay.
Adam, what did you think?
Because I know the business, there is a temporary, which is issued for 15 days.
Yeah.
If the judge approves it after that, it could go up to a year.
So you said.
I said 1 year for the
1 year
and then
average.
15 for a temporary.
All right. So I went 9
15
months. Adam went 1 year. Brianna, what is the right answer?
7 months.
7 months. I tie the
There you
game.
go.
Thank goodness. And we have no. We don't. That's it, right? So we tied.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, you know what? Tying is good. Adam, thank you for playing.
Yeah, thank you.
He is Adam Waldo, VIP Elite Protection. We're going to talk about training your employees for, heaven forbid that day when an active shooter comes into your business or comes near your business. What do you do? Let's answer that question and more. One more segment ahead of Behind the Law on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Okay, goodbye, folks. Hope you can join us again. It was a lot of fun.
God. I'm learning this new system.
It's the same system. It just looks different. The screen isn't crazy. It's a better system.
Yeah, I mean, I can
Justin.
actually see this one, which is weird.
You can touch it, or you can do what it's all. It's exactly what you've been asking for months.
Strange.
You just don't like it. Oh no. Jeez.
All right, last segment. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yes. Let's do it. Play something good. No Careless Whisper. Switch it up.
Okay.
Not the intro again.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Yeah.
You're in?
I'm in.
Welcome back to the show, Justin Clark here. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. The beautiful Brianna chose your music today. We finally got some new music here in the house.
You cannot go wrong with
How are you,
Aerosmith.
Brianna?
Oh my goodness.
I totally agree. Adam Waldo joins me today. He is the owner of VIP Elite Protection. Think about him as the guy who's standing next to the famous star riding down the street or walking down the street, making sure that they are protected. But Adam, you guys do so much more over at VIP Elite Protection. And unfortunately, in the world we live in as business owners, we have to be, if not scared, at least cognizant of the fact that there are crazy people out there who are going around and shooting places up. There's just no doubt about it. And I think as business owners, it's sort of our responsibility to at least be prepared and train our team for something like that happening. Do you guys do that, and how do you do it?
Yes, we help companies implement a plan to be in place and get them thinking of what they should do. We have them get a group of their employees together, hopefully all of them at some point, but at least the key people who would be in the line of fire if something like that were to happen. And just being ready and having the idea in your head that something could happen, which a lot of people, they're not even thinking that way. And sad to say, we shouldn't be thinking that way when we're at work, but in today's day and age, you have to at least have it. So
when I get on an airplane, which I don't very much anymore because I have two little kids and, I'm basically at work or home. But when I do, I know that it's time to try to take my nap when the flight attendant says, well, the two emergency exits are front and the two in back of you, and you probably shouldn't be that way. But aren't there little things that we can do to be, to notice kind of exit plans and exit strategies, like what door I should run out of if something happened like that? Aren't there little things that we should notice?
yes, especially as the protectors of your children. That is our job. That's my job. I feel like I want to protect everyone. I don't want something to happen and say, hey, I wish I could have helped that person. That's why I make it to where I am going to be the one to step in if something happens. But yeah, you should definitely, everywhere you go, not in a paranoid way, but in a cautious, protecting way that you can help your children, your family members that are with you, and others around you. You should at least have your mind thinking, where would we run if we have to? What would we do if someone acted like that? I'm gonna grab this child. You're gonna grab that child. These are the kind of things that we train when training classes at work. Like, what is each employee going to do? And they each have a job. And so I put on those classes and have them feeling comfortable. If something were to happen, they can just kick into their memory of what we went over and do what their job was in case an active shooter or any other threat came, like an explosion or anything.
When you go to a restaurant, do you always like to be able to see the door? Do you put your back to where you can actually see the door?
Definitely. I don't get taken by surprise. That's just how I've always been, and that's from my training as well. I mean, definitely from my training, which is why I started my company. Is the training I've had put me in that situation where I can help people with my training and experience. So I definitely do that. I know where everything else. I know if someone is acting in a way that's not normal for that area, I don't take my eyes off those people, especially when you have your children or other people that you're protecting with you. That's exactly what I do.
When I go in a restaurant, and Pilar even knows to keep the seat open for me that's facing the door so I can actually see.
Right.
Not that I'm that big of a dude or anything like I'm going to protect. What about you, Brianna? When you go to a restaurant, do you and Jeremy, right? Your husband, does he sit where he can see the door? Or you don't really notice this.
Oh, no, I see the door.
You see the door.
I see
What
the
about Jeremy? I mean, shouldn't he be the one?
He doesn't think about it, but I
Really?
do think about it. I see the door.
And do you like really look for exits where if something happened, like if someone walked in?
Absolutely.
Yeah, when do you think you started doing that? Because I will tell you, for me, maybe in the last year and a half, I didn't ever do that before.
We started at a young age, actually. My brother and I have training in mixed martial arts.
Really?
So we actually started noticing things like that 11, 12, I'd say.
I wouldn't mess with you so much on the show if I knew you had training. And how far did you get?
I have 2 black belts.
What?
Nice.
Oh, jeez. I gotta be nicer to you now.
It's okay.
I didn't know that. Have you ever told me that?
I'm not just going to jump over the table and
Have you ever told me that? Do I know that?
I don't know, maybe.
I probably did. I bet I
Probably
forget things.
That's okay.
Adam Waldo is here. It's Justin Clark with you on Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Now, you guys also do private investigating. I mean, what is PI work exactly?
It's finding out answers that you can't find out on your own. The companies hire us a lot to find out answers that they're trying to find out, but also individuals. Most of the work we do is for the regular working everyday person. We do the high-end stuff, a lot of that too, but the regular everyday person, does not like to be kept in the dark, and you shouldn't. If you have a way to find out something, especially something that's going on that's not good for your lifestyle, you can call us and we will find the answers for you.
What percent is this kind of the husband-wife thing a lot? Is that
that's some of it. Others are missing people.
Yeah.
Just missing relatives that just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. That's probably a majority of it right there. But yeah, definitely the wanting to find out what one of your loved ones is doing as well,
Sure.
whether it's your child or your spouse. That's part of it. And it definitely gives people peace of mind, especially when they have an answer. They're not feeling like they're in the dark forever.
I know there's no right answer to this, but what percentage of the time when you're hired by a husband or wife, or a husband and wife to figure out what the child's doing, that they're actually doing something wrong that they shouldn't be doing? Is it most of the time, or
No.
less than you would think?
Less than you think.
Really?
Probably like 50%. A lot of parents, they rightfully so. There's so much junk out there and bad things for children to get into, especially with the internet and everything they can get onto. They're afraid that they're meeting up with people and that they shouldn't, that they meet online. The whole online thing for children is scary, and I think it's that way out of control, and we don't even realize you have all the parent techniques that they say are out there but I don't think we even know all the avenues to keep it perfectly safe yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. I mean, it's less. I mean, a lot of parents are just fearful that something might be happening, so they want to know. I've had parents like that, and at least they know that something's not happening.
Let's go back to the protective services for a minute too, because there are going to be a lot of events, especially if you're guarding someone or protecting someone who's famous, and maybe they're at their own event. There's also going to be uniformed officers there as well. How does it work with you in the suit, essentially, and the actual uniformed officers there? Do you guys work together? Is there sort of a distrust of one another? How do you guys work together?
No, it's totally together. You introduce yourselves right away. It's done in a professional way. You're usually there working for a company, and the company hires both internal guys who are in regular clothes, such as myself, and then the uniform, and you work together. That way you know who's who. That's how those all work, like at different functions, conventions. You have definitely a mixture of levels of security.
What's the longest job you've ever had, like at the same time? Like for a week, a month, like one long trip? What's sort of the longest gig you've ever had?
I'd say about a month and a half.
Really?
Yeah. It's there's different companies that have had threats, and one company I've worked with, they were afraid that someone put on social media, an employee, threatened that he was going to come back and do something.
Yeah.
And it was like they had to wait for the whole investigation to go through, but before the guy was finally arrested. So in the meantime, they wanted to feel peace of mind when they're opening and closing their hours. So I gave that to them with my team. We worked around the clock. So yeah, it's definitely something. It was definitely planning, and we were the right guys to do it.
Right. And how do I know if I'm looking for someone? I know I can trust VIP Elite Protection, but there are some probably bad ones out there too. Like, how can I do research to make sure that I'm not hiring the wrong person?
Definitely research. Go online, look at the reviews, if there is a review page. Yeah. But talk to the people, ask questions, find out who they've worked with and for. Find out if their guys are military law enforcement background and that you can verify it. And that's what I tell everybody, because when you're getting us, that's one thing I was like, hey, this is something that we have the upper hand with our company. Sure. Because we know what we're doing, and a company without the experience, that they won't know how to handle your situation and a threat.
Although I really don't see any reason for you to do that research if you need personal protection, some PI work, or even classes if you're a business owner to train your staff in the event of something bad happening, because I know you can trust Adam Waldo with VIP Elite Protection. Adam, one more time, how do we reach out?
You can reach me, email adam@vipeliteprotection.com. Website is vipeliteprotection.com. And my phone number, 1-800-796-8633, and call with any protection needs you might have.
Excellent job. Come back and see us anytime. Adam Waldo,
Thank
Brianna,
you,
good job today. And I don't know much, but I do know one little teeny tiny thing, Brianna.
What's that?
I'll see you right back here tomorrow night on ESPN 580 Orlando.